A simple instruction? You guys can't take a simple instruction like close your eyes? Come on, are we kids or we're gonna mature right now? There's so much information that we can talk about. And as a coach, you're always learning every single day. And you're always thinking, okay, what would be the best thing that I can give to a group of people to get them to grow, to get them to change, to get them to learn so they can elevate themselves and become the people that they want to become. I was thinking about talking about skill. But the thing is, if I taught you skill and you guys can identify with this future self already, nothing's gonna happen. You'll get a little bit of results, but then you'll be able to, you'll change back. And we see this happen all the time. We see people change back. It's all about changing forward. There's a version inside of you right now that's dying to meet you. It's already in the future. And some of you guys will never be able to outperform who you think you're gonna become in the future. Whoever you think that you're gonna become, that's gonna be a daily reflection. We're gonna be talking about that. So this is based on identity and an awakening. I want you guys to wake up. And if you guys could wake up and start becoming these people now, your whole life is gonna transform. Anything in sales, anything in business, it's purely mindset and identity. Whatever you think, whatever your mindset is telling you, how you wake up in the morning, how you show up, it's all in here. And before you control anything else, you got to control what's in here first. Now, the scariest thing about life is that you can survive years being someone you were never meant to be. Isn't that a little scary? You can survive years being someone you were never meant to be. And so many of us are living this life that is not yours. I'll go into my story for those of you that haven't seen me on Andy's stage or really heard about my story, has been following me. And you guys can understand how much I was able to change. And now I'm living a life like you guys deserve to know what this feels like. To be able to start stepping into the shoes on the person that God intended you to be on your calling. Most people aren't afraid of failing. There's only one voice you should be listening to, and that's God's. Understand that. Only one voice. That's God's voice. Sometimes you're feeling it inside of you, you should do this, but then you get that little voice of fear or like, oh, I don't know, what are people gonna think about me? This permission seeking type of thing. And then you stop yourself from your calling and blessing that God has in your life. By the way, before we get to the next point, if you want to know a little bit more about what we do here at the Elliott Group and how we can help, text me right now at 480-989-4133 or just message me on Instagram right here. And I'll reach out to you in 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video. One voice, God's voice. Whose voice? God's voice. Whose voice? God's voice. Like have that in your head. There's so many times when I'm on the phone with someone or face to face and we have a package that's really gonna help them because they need it, right? We're not here to just sell things. We're here to provide value and help people get to a whole different place. We're a transformation company. We're here to transform you. And so many people, they feel like they know they should do it, but then something inside of them is like, oh, well, what are people gonna think about me? Oh, they're gonna think I'm dumb from investing in myself. That's how my family was. So the way they would think back then was very lack. They wouldn't believe in paying someone to learn some new skills, to develop yourself so you can grow and become something great. Now, listen, you don't need to find yourself. You need to remember yourself before life made you forget. So many of you guys, when you were younger, you would say, I want to be an astronaut. I want to do this. I want to do big things. I want to own an island. I want to do all these amazing things. But then as you get older, you almost forgot what it was like. Remember your dreams. I know life is hard between stress and bills and kids and maintaining. And sometimes you're not where you are to like where you should be. Sometimes you can get a little confused or distracted with the way life is. And the thing is, this world is designed to take you out. Social media, pornography, drugs, alcohol. I mean, you guys see it right now. If you don't realize that you are engaged in a daily war, you are so lost. And the thing is with lost people, they don't know they're lost. I know I was. You're engaged in a daily war for your mindset, for your identity, and for your future. And the war on the real enemy is mediocrity, staying the same. You need to cut that out of you. Stop staying the same. You want to make sure that you are cutting as much of mediocrity as much as possible. Let it go. Yes, it's going to suck. It's going to be hard. You know what? I'm living right now. I have a lot of pressure. I just added even more pressure. I'm on day 5 of 75 hard. I'm like, I need more. I need to push myself in the fire. I want to go. I was working out 5 days a week. Now I'm working out 14 days a week because you got to do 2 workouts a day and then making sure like water was the hardest thing for me. Now I drink a gallon of water like nothing. I solved that problem and it's through consistency. I like to challenge myself. How many of you guys are challenging yourselves? today. Now listen, your identity was shaped by repeated emotions and experiences. Understand this. This person that you are right now repeatedly was shaped through your emotions and current experiences. But guess what? The good news is it can be rewritten by intentional choices. Most people try to improve their life without upgrading the operating system behind it, which is their identity, which falls down to what I was saying in the beginning. I can teach you all the skills in the world. I can teach you how to communicate, influence, persuade, close, framing, overcoming objections, whatever you guys want, tonality, body language. But then if you don't change your identity, you can't improve. You got to upgrade the operating system behind it, which is you. Because even if I taught you the skills, because you haven't identified as this person that you want to become, you would never ever be able to outperform who you think you're going to be in the future. Think about a mirror, and it's a reflection of what you do today. That's who you're going to be. So whatever you're doing today, and if you feel like you're letting off the gas, I could tell you your future based on your actions today. So get vulnerable and just be open. We all want to win here, right? By a show of hands. Do we want to win? Okay, what do we need to do to start training ourselves? Do I need to train myself to be prepping my food so I can eat healthy and start changing my body? This is why we're so obsessed with fitness. Because the moment you start seeing the person that you want to become, and look, Andy is really big on six packs. So am I, right? I have a six pack too. But the thing is, when you develop, to create a six pack is not an easy thing. But guess what? It's a reflection of who you want to become. And it shows how accountable you are. This is why we hit fitness really hard. Because if you really focus on breaking down your body, it's going to break down your mind and elevate it. And you start becoming like this infectious individual that when people are around you, they just want to be around you because you're different. By the way, before we get to the next point, if you want to know a little bit more about what we do here at the Elliott Group and how we can help, text me right now at 480-989-4133 or just message me on Instagram right here and I'll reach out to you in 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video. I'm not asking to be perfect. We're not perfect. We don't have the most perfect company either, but we're different. We are different. That's all I want you guys to be, is just be different. Stop trying to be perfect. Be different than everyone else out there and start taking accountability. The highest performers don't get more done. They do the right things more often. That's all they do. For me to be a top performer here in the company, I have to do the right thing more often, which is develop, train, break down my body, my mindset. Don't watch Netflix. Don't get distracted on social media. Be good to my wife. Make sure I'm not bringing her leftovers. Doing everything that's right in order for my home life to be good and then my work life to be good. Here in business, it has to be everything. That's what we're really big on. You can have it all. And it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. So make sure you're taking accountability. And so many of you guys, you do stuff that's not a problem until it's a problem. You're doing things right now that, hey, it's not really a big deal. And then eventually it becomes a really big deal. You need to look at your environment, guys. This falls down to the people you hang out with, the way you're prepping, how your home life is, how you're showing up as a leader, not at work, but at home too, for the people around you. You got to understand that God has called us to minister. God has called all of us to minister. But when you hear the word minister, you're like, well, I don't want to lead a church. I don't want to lead a Bible study. That's not what it means. If you look up the word minister, it means to serve. How are you serving people in your life? How are you serving yourself? If you look up the Latin word of minister, it breaks down to ministrium. Now, if you look up the root word of ministrium, which is minus, it means less than. To serve means less than you and more of that, of them. So who are you serving? Who are you helping? Be an example. The way I identify as, I ask you guys, who are you really? Me, I'm a leader. I'm an example. I'm a child of God, and I'll lead people to Christ all day long. I do it all the time. God to me is the most important thing, and you having salvation and knowing the power of Jesus Christ is everything to me. If you don't rise to your goals, you'll fall to your systems. So what system are you following right now that's keeping you stuck in your environment? Start changing the system, guys. If you start changing the input on what you're receiving, your output is going to change. When you start to change the way you see things, the things that you see begin to change. When you start identifying with a new personality and you start personifying like this new person, your personality then becomes your personal reality. It's simple. I'm breaking it down as simple as possible. If you want to change your life, you need to change the room you're in. Who you listen to is who you become. Remember that. But who you listen to, be careful who you listen to. There's people out there that are going to doubt you. Because they're living a specific way, And a lot of your friends, like, I had this one girl who's like, I'm done drinking. She's on this vacation right now for her entire company. She came down, did a training, completely changed. I'm gonna be a better leader and I'm gonna start setting a standard in my store. She has a big meeting with them tomorrow, but she had a company trip. She still hasn't talked about everything that she learned here. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to lead by example. All these people are going to want to drink there. I'm not going to drink. And then everyone's like, hey, why you just take a shot? Like, why are you being weird? She's like, I'm not being weird. I just want to grow. I want to change. I want more. I want to be a better leader. So I know I'm going to have to change certain circumstances in my environment for me to grow. Stop leaning into the simple things in life and start doing the hard things. And Andy always says it, the hard eventually then becomes easy. Just becomes a part of you. All right, guys. Well, we went a little bit over. I just wanted to give you guys more value. I appreciate you guys for staying on here. Keep grinding, keep kicking ass. If you guys need anything, you guys can message me on social media. I put in my Instagram out there, which is @ThomasProco. You guys can give me a follow and just let me know anything that you guys need. I got your back for life, okay? You guys have a good night.